thank you so much for speaking with me, especially you've been very, very busy. We're going to talk about a great exhibit, but you have been busy on so many other things. I think like a symphony or other things that have been going on too.
We've had the Candlelight Symphony at Casa Loma, which has been a great program. We started it in March. It took off. It's been a sellout every night. We have two programs, Broadway to opera, and a movie theme night, which seems to be very, very popular. It's great fun.
I'm not surprised. Look, when it comes to Casa Loma, it has always been a staple point in Toronto and throughout Canada.
Yes.
Probably one of the most famous castles anywhere around the world. But talk about the perfect combination, this castle with this particular exhibit. You couldn't have two of the perfect two put together. I can see the name. Who are we celebrating, and what is this great exhibit about?
This exhibit is a celebration of Diana, Princess of Wales's life. And you're right, we're absolutely thrilled to put her back in the castle. I think that if you come from a certain generation, say my age, when you were 14 and 15 years old, and you saw Princess Diana getting engaged and marrying, and you thought, wow, maybe I could marry a prince and live in a castle. It truly was a fairy tale. And she captured people's hearts. And when I think about how we exist in social media and how young people communicate today with their fandom, she was really the nexus of all of that. It all kind of launched. The world fell in love with her. She reached an entire globe with her personality and her particular brand of ingenue. So bringing her back here to the castle is really compelling for us. Canadians have always loved the royal family. They've always loved Diana, Princess of Wales. Sir Henry Pellet, when he built this castle, hoped to entertain royalty. He served with the Queen's Own Rifle. He was very much a patriot in that way. And so posthumously, we've ticked off his bucket list at the same time as enjoying this incredible exhibit of the royal photographer Anwar Hussein and his two sons tracking of their lives. What makes this exhibit different and original is that each photograph comes with an audio phone expression or storytelling that gives context to every single photo in a very unique and original way with stories that have never been heard before.
So let's walk through this because people need to understand because the what we see behind you really is what we're getting a chance to see, but it's not just her in a lot of ways too. It is the royal family too.
It is. So it's not just her, though Anwar Hussein was a royal photographer for the Princess of Wales for the duration of her time with the royal family. And so he had a relationship with her, but there was always that distance. There's stories around every single photograph that tell us more about the person and the context, which is really moving. But Anwar's sons, Sam and Zach, also have followed the two princes and continue to follow the two princes and take iconic photos like the one that you see here, which of course is extremely famous and award-winning. And again, provides us with very interesting context around what was happening in the moment, what led to that photo. And like any kind of photo album that we have at home, people who care about the images and the people in them return to those images over and over and over again. They're memories for even for all of us. So for us to have a chance to look at this collection all together and to hear the stories gives us a new and deeper connection to the royal family and the particular people that we've come to love.
Not giving too much away, what photos do you think is going to surprise people when they come to see this?
While this photo on my left obviously is a favorite because it's one of the newer photographs, I think any of the photographs that are depicting Diana in her humanitarian role, the one beside me here, she's holding a child in Pakistan, there because the pictures are in a larger scale, you can spend a lot of time looking at it and pick out the detail behind it, and you're listening to the story. So I think those humanitarian stories, the princess touching people, physically touching people, it seems to be something that reaches out beyond the photograph. It really does. It's very, very moving to be in front of them and to take your time with them and to listen. It's fully immersive in that way.
What was it like for you and your crew to put this together in such great detail? And knowing, of course, that when you have die-hard Diana fans, they want the best. And from what I can see, you are actually providing that.
The lighting is beautiful. It's a challenge in an old building, of course, to put in a modern exhibit in front of this incredible artifacts and the architecture of this building. But the connectivity between a princess and a castle really helps to sell the entire experience. So when people are walking through, they're enjoying the castle, they're enjoying the artifacts that we have, they're enjoying the story. Putting it together, it took a few days. It was very challenging. People put in a lot of hours. We're working with old electricity and modern technology and piecing them together. But I think the overall effect, particularly at night when these pictures behind me really come into sharp relief, it has a huge impact. It's just the right sort of juxtaposition between this Gothic structure and this story that we're telling that will move people. You can come back again and again. It's going to be a new experience every time.
Personally, I'm asking you this. Why do you think Princess Diana is our forever princess?
So personally, when I was 14, I was living in Newfoundland, and the Queen Elizabeth II sailed into the port, and I was down there waiting for Prince Charles and Princess Diana to come down those steps, and I got to meet her. And so for me, she really was, for my generation, we were the first fangirls. We're teaching all of our kids how to do it. We really were obsessed with her and with the idea that we could be her. And then when you look at Meghan and Harry, that we could be a princess. I could be a princess. That is something that moves people. And then when she was a 19-year-old ingenue, but she grew to be this incredibly media savvy, philanthropic individual with an entire gift of her own to give to the world, and she gave it so generously and so well. She was a caretaker from her children to her spouse to the family that she served, to the globe, to all marginalized people. I mean, she really was queen of people's hearts, and I was sold. I was up at 5 a.m. to watch the wedding when I was 13.
The two things that will always stand out for me, her doing the race when she was told, you're not supposed to do that. And she just gunned it. And of course, when everybody was first introduced to then Lady Diana, everybody had her hairstyle. Suddenly, it was the thing. So, this is amazing. Where I should say, when is it going to run from what to what? When do we get a chance to see this?
We're open now, so we've been open officially from April 20th right the way to June 12th. It's open during the day as well for the audio phones. The real highlight experience is at night because the lighting takes effect, and the detail becomes much sharper. The castle's quieter, so it's a very intimate, immersive experience. It starts 6 in the evening, it runs till 10 o'clock at night. We'll keep it going right up until the 12th of June. And I think it's just going to continue to build momentum. We've had a number of people through. The audio phones, the immersive part of it is really, as I said, those stories are very moving. So if you're looking for a new story about the Princess of Wales, this will be the place to get it.
You know what? We've been locked up for so long. This is such a great experience to have coming back out and being amongst people again. This is the perfect thing to have. Thank you so much for this interview, and thank you so much for this incredible display at Casa Loma, celebrating such a great life.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.